Hi guys, it's me, Natasha, and I was very inspired to do today's video based off of, if you guys have been following the Olympics in Tokyo, you know that Simone Biles pretty much stepped out of the competition and put her mental health first. So it really inspired me to do a video kind of like venting and as a reminder to you that sometimes walking away can be brave. So if you guys haven't been following the Olympics, let me be real, I really haven't, but everybody heard the news of Simone Biles, who was on the US gymnastics team. She had competed before, and all eyes were essentially on her, expecting her to bring the US a win and to get gold. And she got to Tokyo. She had trained all of the past years for the Olympics. And when she got there, she's like, I can't do this. And she essentially said that she couldn't perform because she felt like the weight of the world was on her shoulders, which, yeah, that's some pretty big expectations, and that can take a toll on you mentally. And so she walked away, and she got millions and millions of support from people all over the world. But there were also people that I saw on social media that saw it in a negative light, and it's like, oh, that's selfish, like you're costing your country the win, like, you know, you shouldn't be a quitter, like you're supposed to be a winner, and all of this stuff, and making these assumptions about her. And I disagree with that. And I think she summarizes this pretty well. She did an interview with the Associated Press, and something that she said that really resonated with me was, we also have to focus on ourselves, because at the end of the day, we're human too. And then she goes on to say, we have to protect our mind and our body rather than just go out there and do what the world wants us to do. And wow, that was very powerful. And for me, honestly, it took a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of courage to do that. And I think we're so ingrained to live up to everybody's expectations, to do what's right, even though that might not be aligned with what we actually want. And we sometimes stay in things that no longer serve us just because of fear. Like, what are other people gonna think? Does this mean I'm a failure if I walk away from this? Like, all the uncertainty, the questions, the what ifs, not wanting to be judged. So we just stay. And we stay longer than we need to, even though it's literally crushing our souls and sucking the energy out of us, because it's not what we want and it's not good for us. I'm sure some of you can relate to that, where you've been in a situation, whether it's a job or a relationship or even a place or environment that you moved to that you just weren't happy with. And it could be that in the beginning it was great, but then somewhere along the way things turned sour, but you just lie to yourself and you keep thinking like, well, this is what I wanted initially, or this is what I'm expected to do, so I'm just going to push through it. And then you push through it and push through it and push through it. And what do you get in return? Other people being happy that you're doing what they expect you to do, instead of you being happy and doing something that you truly want. And so that's why I think it takes a lot of courage to walk away from something. I've experienced it in my life in relationships, and not just romantic relationships, even friendships. We hold on to friendships sometimes much longer than we should, even though sometimes a friendship isn't supposed to be lifelong. Sometimes a friendship runs its course And then we just stay in it because it's like, well, I've known this person for so many years. Like, I would be such a bad friend if I walk away from this. And I felt that, like, oh, I'm a crappy friend for walking away from this friendship, even though it was either toxic or it was making me feel bad about myself. And in situations like that, it's better to walk away. And I know so many people who have walked away from something that no longer served them. And it can be scary because, again, the uncertainty, the fears, like leaving a relationship and you're like, what am I going to do? If you're scared of being alone or you're scared of not finding somebody else, like all of those negative thoughts and what ifs fill your head. But everybody I know, including myself, that has walked away from a relationship that wasn't doing them any good mentally is so much better now. In the beginning, it seems tough and it seems scary, and you start questioning yourself and thinking, did I make the right choice? But most of the time, it's really a blessing in disguise. And then you'll feel immensely better in the future. Trust me. So that's why I think it's powerful to walk away. I think we thrive off of action, bottling ourselves up, suppressing our intuition. Our gut tells us, our mind tells us, our heart tells us that something isn't right and something isn't working, but we grin and we bear it and we push through because we're so scared or worried about what others will think of us, or we're scared of failing. And yeah, maybe if you walk away from a job or opportunity or a relationship or something, does that mean that situation is failed? Maybe. So what? It's not life ending. If anything, you walk away learning a little bit about yourself. Every time I failed at something or I've walked away from something, I feel like it brought me a little bit more confidence in myself. It brought me a lot more trust in myself and brought me closer to understanding what I truly value and what I truly want. Even though it may seem so hard in the moment and you won't see it sometimes, looking back at it, you'll notice and you'll realize that you learned something about yourself. We thrive off of like charging forward and taking action, and we get rewarded for that, even if it's something that we don't really want, because we're expected to fall in line with whatever everybody else wants from us, whether it's family, friends, societal expectations that are just made up. Like, there's nothing that we have to live up to. We can choose that for ourselves. So I want to encourage you to reflect if you've been struggling with this and you just feel like something in your life, whether it's a relationship, your career, a specific job, anything doesn't feel right. Trust that gut intuition, and it's okay to walk away. You're not failing if you're learning something about yourself. And just like Simone Biles, I feel like she really stepped into her power by doing that. And I'm sure she encouraged so many other women, and not just women, but people around the world, that it's okay to step away. And yeah, there are people that are going to maybe be upset with you or disappointed in you, but your happiness and especially your mental health is so much more important than what other people think. So I hope you guys know that. And that's my vent for today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed this video, you can go check out my channel. I post videos about self-love and fashion every week.
So I would appreciate it if you subscribed.
Thank you guys again so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if this is something that you've been struggling with. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Love you. Trust yourself.